master, they will come to pass. Huh. With all this injustice, this world could never last. Oh, somehow I know things have got to change. Oh my, master, they will come to pass. Huh. With all this injustice, this world could never last.
Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com.
Well, welcome back to a new week of celebrating life on reggae2reggae.com. And of course, you can see some things are looking different today. Well, for one, I am back with one of my white colored drinks. And this is our soft juice. Oh, I just take the seeds out with some soft pulp, and then what I do is put them in the blender and then just cover it with some cane juice. Seeds out the salsa. Wonderful, smooth going down, and that's my drink for today. Right, because this is a powerful thing. It has anti-cancer properties. But actually, you know what it does when you look at all these anti-this and anti-that? It is the ability that these things have to kill the dysfunctional, defective, etc. cells. And that is how it deals with those issues that we have. But we are in days of preparation, number 11. Or 10, one of them. But anyway, we're moving through these 15 days of preparation as we get ready for the proposal of the king. Woo! Whoa! So this phase of preparation is about preparing body, soul, and spirit. And so we've been looking at, getting our bodies together and getting our spirits together and getting our souls together. But just to clarify what that means, one of the things, day 10. Oh, we are at day 10. All right, thank you so much. I have to help the producer there. Producer, come. That's C-U-M, meaning, all the different things that he does on. Wonderful. So we are looking at a situation where we have to get body, soul, and spirit together. So we can't do this thing hang on my eye, Yeah, okay. I'm not into this type of style, as you know. My hair is always back. But, right, it's a spice of life, a little thing different. I just plait up my hair and wet it so that it gets a little crinkly. Right, not going to last for long, but wonderful. It's a change, so part of the preparation. And only this week we will be doing hair, how to make changes in that direction. And that's a part of the body change. Last week we looked at clothing and, those things that make us attractive. And this is a part of it. So today we're doing hair. And tomorrow and the next day. So that's the body thing. But the more important, and more now, not most, more important is the preparation of the soul. Because that is where we deal with the relationships and the emotions. Remember, relationships are what we have with everybody around and everything around. The environment, the entities, the workplace, the different places that we impact or that impacts us, that we interact with. That's relationships. And then we have to do emotions. And guess what? Emotions are what we have with ourselves. Because if we are mad at somebody else, it means that we are mad at ourselves. Mhm. If you vex with them, are you vex with? You know, one of the things that I noticed over the weekend, a friend was Daniel, and he said, you know something, the thing that really riles me up, are when people don't drive for each other. For instance, they always block the gate and they block the this and they block the that. My dear, I'm so, intolerant of anybody who does that. Well, I was driving with him on the weekend and I noticed that many of the things that he complains about, he doesn't. And guess what? I saw the same thing in myself. The things that upset me the most are the things that I have a problem with myself. This lifetime, I was struggling with time. Still working on it, right? But when people late, I vex like anything. And I have the same problem. So remember that one we did about the beam in your eye before you take off the specs. Moving right along, because all of this is leading into our topic for today, which has to do with control. Control. All right. So we need to understand that that is how we deal with the soulish realm. And then now this is a preparation we're still doing, preparation for the spirit. And that is where the main thing comes from. Because the spirit has to do with keeping our spirit aligned with God's spirit that He has put in us. And anytime the two of them line up, everything just floats along. You just soar. But when it's not lined up, you know what you have? Stress. So anytime you have stress, you need to know, back up and look, where am I not lining up with my spirit and the spirit of my creator is concerned? Right? Spirit and both of them are concerned. Well, so moving right along, we now going into the 4 rules of Celebrate Life, and this is how you break down anything that you are working on. It's 4 ways to deal with it: approaching it, processing it, and completing it. These are the 4 rules. 1, know where we're going. Have your goals already set. 2, know your driver. Whose directions are you taking? Who is controlling your directions? 3, pay as you enter. PAYE, as in pay as you enter, not earn. And that has to do with what are you going to put in at the beginning? Because you have to remember, at the beginning is where you put it in. All right? Not at the end. And number 4, if you do these 3 in the right order, then you will be able to enjoy the ride. And enjoying the ride has to do with your having done all of these 3 before, and you can now sit down and almost reap instant benefits of not the ultimate goal reaching, but the benefit of being able to enjoy the process of getting there, moving through. Right? So that's what we're doing. And we're doing control today. So as we look at control, I want to just lay a foundation because we're looking at a series for the whole of this week. Today is the 2nd day of the week. And I think I did this in the last program, but every day is special. And we need to recognize every day as special, right? Thank God it's Monday. Thank God it's Tuesday. Thank God it's Wednesday. Thank God it's Thursday. And thank God it's Friday, because we spoke about differences and the fact that when you look on differences, you are actually looking on those things that complete you. And those things that complete you are always different from you. In fact, it always is a thing that you do not have capabilities in, you do not have expertise in. And so this is why we need to embrace those who are different from us, because they're supplying things that we short of. Yes. All right. So we're looking at control, and the first thing I want to look at are the principles of control. Here, we're going to apply the different ideas, the different 4 rules to it. So, know where you're going. Your objective is to put God in control. Keeping God, your creator, in control. That's your goal. Secondly, know your driver. Understanding the ways of the controller. Now, when I used to work in the bank, they used to have a department called Comptrollers Department. COMTROLLER. Was there a P there? I don't know. But anyway, Comptrollers Department. And that was the department that controlled all the money runnings and the credit officers right around the island and blah, 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 the money. And let me tell you something. So it is in the spiritual, so it is in the natural, because money control, where you put your money to control, that is where all the control really is. Moving on to number 3. Number 3 says, pay as you enter. What is my responsibility? What do I have to do to get in, to see that I keep God in control as directive? What do I have to do to understand how God is in control? What happens? His ways. And as I put those 3 together, then maintaining my peace, love, joy, health, and wealth along the journey is going to make me enjoy. Going for a break now, so come back.
Somehow I know things have got to change. Oh my.
Where we will be looking at all the issues that you could possibly have and how you can transform them into a celebratory occasion. Celebrate life on reggae2reggae.com. See you there.
On reggae2reggae.com, we encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com, when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created reggae2reggae.com.
As if he's saying something to me. Sitting on the limb of a tree.
Dr. Sherille Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sherille Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Sherille Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr.
Hi, we're back. We're back on our second segment of Celebrate Life, and today we're looking about control. We are on day 10 of Days of Preparation, and we are in our second segment, which looks at Know Your Driver. So as we explained in the first segment, we need to understand the ways of the controller, because if we do understand those ways, then we won't have a problem with moving through the issues of control. So I just had another drink of my sour sop. And now we are looking at understanding the ways of the controller. Now, this whole series on control is going to look at different types of relationships, and I would like to start with the marriage relationship, because we are always having to understand that this is the bedrock of the world, of our society. It's the bedrock of the family. It's the bedrock of the community. It's the bedrock of the church. It is the bedrock of any organization that you are involved in. By that I mean, let's get this out of the way because it's sort of making a little, all right. Oh, well, whatever. Yeah. Okay. It is the bedrock of any of these relationships that we need to be a part of and have as the foundation for our society. If you are a part of an organization, and this is especially for persons who are in HRD, that if you do not see to the family of the persons that you are engaged with, then everything is going to be wrong in terms of their performance, in terms of where their heart is. You should not have any policies that are anti-family, you know. And if you are in leadership, then you have to make sure that you not only make time for your own family, but you make time for the families of those there. Don't ever let your job function be more important than your family function, because that is the priority. And anytime there's a dysfunctionality in that particular area, then it is going to just ooze into everything else. It is the bedrock of everything else that flows out of it. The community, the nation, the health of the parish, of the organizations we're involved in, the church, the health of the individual. Can you believe that? Your place as what we call the primary dyad, mother and father, and that relationship is the bedrock of everything. The bedrock of the children, the bedrock of everything. I mean, I can't overemphasize this, right? So the first thing we have to do when we look at our first segment, we were looking at know your driver. Know where you're going. Keeping God in control in the family. And then you have to know your driver. Getting directions from his word. Then you have to pay as you enter. Seeking and putting him first. That is how you pay as you enter. And then number 4, you have to enjoy the ride. Because if you are enjoying the ride, then you will understand that it is as you put in place those 5 things that we spoke about: maintaining health, wealth, peace, love, joy. That's how you enjoy the ride, because if all of those are in place and you are maintaining them, then there's no need There's no stress, there's no loss, there's no lack. Everything is supplied. So I'm going to move through them in a little more detail now for the rest of this program. Okay, keeping God in control. We spoke over and over about daily time with Him. We have just had a loss of light. And so I leave my windows open and I need the light turned on. Great. We are looking at keeping God in control. Daily time alone with God to receive directions of what we are to do. Receive directions on what we are to do. Because every time we're going to approach something, we need to get directions. And why did I say daily? Because yesterday, sufficient of the days even thereof. That means yesterday's problems were for yesterday. You have to leave them behind. Don't take them over into today. You seek direction on a daily basis for where you are now and what you need to do for the next 24 hours. Please, don't carry tomorrow's stuff into today. Today's plans will set the groundwork for tomorrow. But don't plan to do everything today. We need to understand that we must just focus on 24 hours. Whenever that 24 hours comes, or starts or begins for you. Because, you may be a night person and you may be oriented in that direction. So, daily time alone with your Creator God, who is going to set the direction. Daily time together as a couple is also absolutely essential. It doesn't have to be 2 hours, I know in my own marriage, I used to have 1 hour together with my husband every day. It doesn't matter. This is outside of whatever else we share together. If we shared meals together and work time together and everything, that did not count. That was in another area. So we had to make sure that we had daily time together. At least 1 hour was my choice. It can be 5 minutes based on the other interactions that you have. But that together time is really used to synchronize both persons' activities so that they come together as a whole. I was really, I was passing television the other day and I saw Will Smith and his wife on, was it on an Oprah show? I don't remember. But anyway, they were looking at the plan that they have for their marriage and family, which they say is a priority plan. Everything else has to be put around it. No, we all know that the reason why most Hollywood marriages do not last is that they do not make these plans. But guess what? It's the same reason why the divorce rate is higher in the church than anywhere else. They don't focus on making the family or the dyad or this couple the primary entity in any plan. It must be the primary entity in the plan. If you want to change your job, the couple must be looked at first. If you want to lose weight or gain weight, the couple must be looked at first. Anything that you would like to address, the couple must be looked at first. So we need to understand that this is just absolutely essential, that the couple be looked at first. So you need to spend that time together. And thirdly, recording and communicating this plan. That means you have to record it. You want to write it down, you want to videotape it, you want to record it, audio, whatever, but it must be recorded and communicated to each other and to the others. So that when you get into the job, you let people know, excuse me, my family comes first, right? So if they wanted to work 18 hours, then clearly that's not the job for you. And if you choose to take that job, then you can attempt to do what they consider 18 hours work in 8 to 9 hours a day. But outside of that, you are not in God's plan. And remember, we are looking here at keeping God in control. Because God is not in control. It means your job is in control. Okay, that's it for know where you're going. Then know your driver. Know your driver. That means that you are setting the direction from the Word. You are getting your directions from the Word and understanding the ways of the controller. Understanding the ways of the controller. The person who's in control. You need to understand how he works. And these are 3 little tips as to understanding that. Know your driver. First, you set your direction from the Word. Because that is how your driver communicates with you. One of the ways, right? And in fact, it is the only way, right? Because it can be the Word in action, which is Jesus. It can be the Word specifically to you in your mind or in your gut. That should be your gut. That should be your loins. Or it can be the Word in here. All right? Whatever color it is. I have a red one and a black one. Red! And so the Word is very, very important. 2, what he would do comes out of the Word. What I should do comes out of the Word. 3, learning to relax and have confidence in the divine. Now, learning to relax and have confidence in the divine is so very, very important. You can't have stress if you do that. Learning to relax is a result of having confidence, because if you are confident that the one who knows where he's going and is in total control, and you are maintaining that control by being obedient to what he has instructed, then you can relax. So when I hear people beating up them gum and just, I say, but why is that so? Because you have not given over control. You are still taking back some of this control. And as a result, you have a situation where you are going to be stressed. Why? Because your spirit is not relaxed in his spirit. And it is moving in a different direction. Once you're moving in the same direction as the spirit, then there is absolute relaxation because he's in control. Before we take the break, one more in knowing your driver is understanding his ways, understanding his provisions, understanding his processes, understanding his timing, understanding his purpose, and understanding his love. More about that when we come back. We're going to take another break. So come back.
A sound of sweet melody. I guess he's trying to tell me something that
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae2Reggae.com.
Join me for Celebrate Life, where we will be looking at all the issues that you could possibly have and how you can transform them into a celebratory occasion. Celebrate Life on Reggae2Reggae.com. See you there. Join me for Celebrate Life, where we will be looking at all the issues that you could possibly have and how you can transform them into a celebratory occasion. Celebrate Life on Reggae2Reggae.com. See you there.
So keep it tuned to Reggae2Reggae.com and we'll have more for you. Keep it locked. So
The Jamaican music that is emerging in the whole reggae phenomenon is country because it's a tremendous force for change. It is the first real people's language that has emerged, in which people are singing of their woes, their tragedy, their despair, and are forcing this society to understand.
Reggae2reggae.com. We encourage our listeners with an inclusive, intelligent, and innovative alternative media experience.
Should know about this new wind.
Cheryl Chung on Reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on Reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on Reggae2reggae.com. Dr.
All right, we're back. And we're on third segment, but we just want to finish up knowing your driver. We are in days of preparation number 9, and we are looking at control and the whole concept of the control that must be in the marriage situation, the couple situation, what we call a primary dynamic. If you don't have control there, you'll not have control in any other area. You will be dysfunctional in every other area if you don't work on control in that particular area. So we looked at knowing, keeping God in control, 1. 2, getting to know his ways, his processes, his timing, his purposes, and his love. That's how you are able to patch in. First of all, his ways are high above our ways. That's not a different. They don't follow the logic of this world. So it says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. How do you renew your mind? By the washing of the water of the word, and how you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Now that's the only way to renew your mind. That is the only way to get those things in place. And so just recognizing his ways are higher than our ways, not like our ways, right? Not be conformed to this world, transformed by the renewing of your mind. That you may prove what is perfect, acceptable, perfect will of God. His presence, you need to understand his presence. His presence is always with us, all the time. All the time. But you can operate as if the presence is not there. Because if he is present and you know, it's like somebody say, like, oh, my lion is here. It's not really a lion, it's a cheetah. But I call it my lion. Because this one is too small for me and I like big things. Right? So, you see, like, oh, my lion is here. Suppose I came out and I said, well, you know something? I really need some information, you know, and I'm walking around the room and the lion is right here and I've gone way over there, out through the door, down the street to go ask a man on the corner, stand up. Look here, I have a very, very important decision to make. You think you could help me with giving me some advice? I don't know this man. The man don't know me. Him have no sense and in fact he look like himself of, you know, up here, so not working right. And that is who we go and ask advice of the enemy. Not only that, when I look at that man, I see evidence that he is a thief, a criminal. Thief? He is actually a murderer, a criminal, and a destroyer. And that is who I'm going to ask for advice. Not a good idea at all. Not a good idea. And here I have the lion of the tribe of Judah, who knows everything that is going on and exactly how to deal with everything. So I am here to tell you that you have to make sure that you ask the right person. So asking, remember his presence is there all the time. It's not you have to go up here. He's right in here. Ask him. Just ask him. You have not because you ask not. Then his timing. Never late, but guess what? Never early. I think that's the only thing I'm a little frustrated about. Never early. But it's alright. We can deal with it. Because never early means that he's always on time. And helps to increase my faith. It helps to increase my ability to just listen, wait, and just learn patience. Yes? So I need to understand his timing and always on the spot. His purposes. You see, his purposes is one, to do what is in our best interest and advance the kingdom. All the time, the two things work together like this. That is his purpose, right? And I want to look at another part of his purpose, because when you look at his purpose, you understand that his purpose is love. Just to show how much he loves us. It's like he rolling us down with love all the time. Goodness and mercy follow us all the days of our lives. And then we dwell in the house of the Lord forever. What a wondrous time, you know? And here it is, we have all of this option. And instead of taking it and using it, we've gone all over the place. Please, just back up, chill. Look at the fact that he knows us his best. And it's all based in love. So once you understand that about your driver, you can move on now to pay as you enter, right? Pay as you enter. That is seeking and putting him first. Because you see, a lot of times when we do put other things first, because we're really not sure if he gonna come true. And because of that, we want to just put up something else in place in case he don't come true. You understand? So that is not a necessity at all when you know him. Then you know that he will come through. He must come through. So that is his purpose for us, and that is the way he works with love. Right, God, I tell you. Not accustomed to them if something there hang down and really starting to annoy me. Anyway, moving right along. So, understanding all of that. Seeking and putting him first has to do with putting him at the beginning. You know, the other day I was talking to somebody about some challenges that they were facing. And they were telling me that they need to go and get advice. And I said to them, I said, you know something there is one overall, this is a Christian. I said, you know something, there's one overall thing that you need to bear in mind, and this is it. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things will be added unto you. All. When I say all, I mean all things will be added unto you. And remember that is not just talking about in the spiritual realm. It is talking about in the physical realm, the psychological realm, the every realm. Why? Because he is interested in our wholeness, our wellness. The word is sozo. And once you look at that, it has to do with just another one that I like is shalom. Everything in perfect, upright order. Nothing missing, nothing broken. Wow, can you think of a situation, an occasion, an issue where everything is in perfect, upright order? There is nothing missing and there is nothing broken. That way you are absolutely confident that it is all going to come together. And this is where we need to live. This is where we need to be. And because of all the things that happen during the day, that is why we need to seek him first. Be there first and make sure that when you are looking at any dysfunctionality that exists, any loss, any lack, anything that is not working the way you would like it to work, then this is the answer. You just make a little adjustments and go back. No, scratch the adjustment. Just go back and seek him first, and he will tell you what adjustments to make. Okay, right. So at the beginning, during the process, you know, a lot of time we start off, right? And during the process, we hit our speed bump and we drop down into a rut and we think that we have been put off the road. We're still on the road, and those speed bumps and so on. Remember what we spoke about? They are stepping stones. There are cracks in the rock as you climb up a mountain for you to place your foot. It's to give you a foothold. And if you do not recognize that, then you will think it's a problem. It's not a problem. It is a challenge which slows you down and shows you where you need to put the foothold, what slight adjustments you need to make, what stopping and considering you need to do. Because most of us, when we start on a process, we don't stop and consider along the way. That's why you have steps up a mountain. And for those mountains that have no steps, that's why you have crags and little breaks in the rock and little ruts in the mountainside so that you can stop and put your feet there as a foothold. Right. So during the process, we need to seek Him first. Every time you hit a bump, seek Him first. You're going along fine and something wrong happen, something catastrophic happen, something crisis, stop. Seek Him first. Put your foot in there. Okay? During the process, and as the end is in view, and as we approach the finish line, I am here to tell you that is the most important time to seek Him first. Why? Because you see, the enemy of our souls. It's like, you ever hear about the midnight hour? Yes, sir. At that time, he pull out all the stuff because he sees that he is just before dawn and the break of day. The fact that you are just here before your success. That's all the enemy. All hell pop loose. Literally. He just sent out all the demons to just discourage you and lick you down. And so, one of the things you have to understand here is that we have already won. And if you have already won, why are you going to be distracted by those last minute efforts of the enemy? Because you know what he wants to do? Turn around, come off of the journey, and do not finish. That's the only thing he can do at that time. So that is why he has to pull out so many stops. Because here it is. Success is right here. I am right here. You understand? And I know, but if between here and here, he can put some caverns and some death and destruction and catastrophe between here and here, and I just say, you know something, I don't think I can make it. And just turn off to the side. Right away, I lose the prize. You understand what's happening here? You have to understand this. Because this is why when we approach the end of the journey, and we see the ending view is just down the road, we need to just put Him first again. And you can't hear. We're going to talk more about how you're going to enjoy this ride when we come back. So, soon come back.
That's gonna blow. It's the raining of the heathen coming down on my people, taking the goodness of life and people.
Since the first public demonstration of radio by Nikola Tesla in 1893, no one ever thought of putting the 2 hours of music together until we created Reggae2Reggae.com.
Are you struggling with some kind of health condition? Is it arthritis, high blood pressure, Crohn's disease, constipation, AIDS, cancer? Whatever it is, we can show you how to get your natural defenses up so that your bodies will deal with your condition. Join us as our studio audience on reggae2reggae.com when we will teach you how to celebrate every moment of your life. Call us at 336-7350 for information. Limited space.
You see, the little that they gave you was just to deceive you. Don't tell me that.
Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr. Cheryl Chung on reggae2reggae.com. Dr.
Almost finishing off my sauce up. And I'm here to tell you, it is such a dismedical, because one of the things about doing a 1-hour program is that it is quite challenging because it's fast moving, it is using a lot of energy, and I can't have any lapses in the brain, right? What happens is that I've done so much research into my program that I have probably 10 times the amount of material that I'm actually able to put into 1 hour. And so I have to be constantly, listening to the downloads and deciding what bits of information I will hold and what bits of information I will, share. And so when I'm in something, one brain just tick, 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 because it's getting rid of all the pathogens, the dead cells and the defective cells and stuff like that, killing them instantly. And so in the breaks, I have to go and get rid of it. Yep, that's right. Everything has purpose, and everything is for a purpose, right? So here we are in the last section, and the last section is about enjoy the ride. Remember, know where you're going, know your driver, pay as you enter, and enjoy the ride. You can't enjoy the ride unless you have done the other 3. So here we are to enjoy the ride, and I'm telling you those other 3 concepts are absolutely important for getting to where we are now. Now, how do you enjoy the ride? How to enjoy the ride? 1, you have to submit to one another. And this is where I want to read something, because sometimes you see the operations manual I have up here, it's not for show. It is, my show cannot go on without this here, because this is the foundation for every single thing. And the Galatians, Ephesians, Corinthians, you can always look in the front, I'm not wrong with that. All right, here we go. Right. And it's a funny thing. I want you to look on the edge of my Bible. I don't know if you can see that right here, so it's brown. That's Proverbs. Every Bible I have, the middle layer is either all falling out or is sort of discolored from use. Because guess what? That is the most important area, word. Right? I did tell you in the last program that my favorite chapter in the Bible was Psalm 119, because it encapsulates everything from Genesis to Revelation. Bet you didn't know that. Try and read it. And every single thing that is covered there. And then next to that, favorite book, Proverbs, because it gives me every day how I need to face the situations that face me every day. Well, that's chapter and book, right? I don't know what's my favorite verse, because that's the one that has to do with love, but and it's not Jesus wept, right? It's not the shortest one. But We are now into how to enjoy the ride in terms of this issue of control as it relates to controlling your marriage. If there's going to be control of anything else, it has to start with that control of yourself and your spouse. What if you're single? Then the control is as if you are the bride of Christ. That is what we're doing in this whole series now. We're preparing to be the bride of Christ. And so we're getting ready for the proposal. That's going to lead us into the marriage supper of the Lamb. Remember all of that? Look here, we need to understand that the time is coming up. And so we need to get ready for that. But as we move ahead, anything that relates to couples, as a single, it relates to yourself and your heavenly husband, right? As the bride of Christ. And that does not mean whether you're female only, but female or male, right? It's a concept that we need to be able to embrace, because every time there's anything said about marriage in the Bible, it is a type. Every single time. It's a type of the relationship that we have as individuals, male or female individuals, with the lover of our souls. And what is it? What is our lover of our souls? Lover in the emotional and relational realm. Remember that's what the soul is all about. So if it is in the emotional and relational realm, then it covers all our interactions. So let me get back to Ephesians 5 again. And here we talk about, boy, I don't know which verse to read, but we're talking about submitting to one another in the fear of God. So maybe I will look at verse 21. Submitting to one another in the fear of God. And do you know that this is the basis for every relationship? Recognizing each person's position, each person's place, what each person brings to the table. All of this is absolutely essential in learning how to put it all together. Consequently, we must look at making sure that we recognize each other's strengths. Forget about the weaknesses. We spend too much time on trying to improve our downside. That's not really where we are to go. We are to constantly improve our upside and leave the downside for somebody who's good at that to do. And this is why the cohesion and the coming together and the congruence, different streams coming together into the big river, is going to result in absolute success. So, submitting one to the other in the fear of God. And we're talking about the marriage situation here now. Wives must respect and give headship to the husband. Husband must love as Christ loved. Boy, I tell you, give me the submission any day, because loving like Christ love is an impossible situation without his input and his help. Right? Because we need to understand, when he says love as Christ love, we're talking about always recognizing, valuing, and being willing to give your life for, even when the other person is as horrible as anything. Because if you decide you are not going to love your wife because she does not give you the headship, you realize that you are out of order. And having moved yourself out of place, you're not going to receive what you need to receive to be the head. Right? You have removed yourself from headship. Because one of the characteristics of headship is that you are in charge, and so you take responsibility for everything that went wrong. Even the things that your wife do wrong, you are responsible for. You know that? But I always blame Adam and his Eve eat the apple. That's number one. Not an apple. Chop. Really like, I mean, let me tell you something. We are so conditioned by all this foolishness that them tell us to say. Anyway, she didn't eat an apple. She ate the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. And she passed that knowledge on to her husband. She was deceived by the serpent, but he went in there knowingly. You know why he went in there knowingly? Because he said, Lord have mercy, see this woman, she is so desirable. I'll do anything for her. And that is one of the downfalls of a male. He will do anything if she's satisfied. If he's satisfied with her. Right? And that is the downfall of a man. Now the downfall of the woman is that she will do anything to satisfy him. Right? There's one person you need to satisfy. Almighty God. Seek first. And I am here to tell you, you want to have a wonderful time in your marriage relationship. Every aspect of it. Pray first. Let me tell you something. I used to put out some prayers, you see, because, you know, the typical thing in a marriage is that the male get all the pleasure quick. Well, guess what? You know what my prayers was? We want multiple pleasures, or called multiple O's, right? Every time. So I will put out everything to see that he gets multiple O's, which is pretty easy for most females. But I need to get the same. And that is what I used to pray every time. And I'm telling you, like clockwork, every time. So you need to understand that God is interested. And if we line up with His way of doing things, remember, love as Christ loved. That is all the husband has to do. Value the wife. And the wife needs to respect and submit to the husband. And remember, the first thing we said on the top was submitting one to the other. And I just want to mention something. 1 minute left. I just want to hail up my first husband, Laurel Bailey Jr. That's Baillie. A lot of people may or may not know him. And I am here to tell you, he exemplified exactly this. The only arguments we had for the just under 7 years of our marriage was, what do you want to do, honey? I want to do what you want to do. No, and I would say, I want to do what you want to do. And we were always submitting to each other and always wanting to please each other first. And so if you try and do that, how can there be a conflict? And then a lot of times we just flip a coin. You know, all right, let's do it your way this time. Okay, we'll do it your way. No conflict. So it comes from the book. See it here? The book that says submitting one to the other. So as we close off for today and we look tomorrow at another area of control, it is have a wonderful evening and be with us tomorrow, same time, same place. It's Celebrate Life.